Hello students, welcome to EduTech Karnataka YouTube channel and subscribe to our channel and share to your friends. So I will tell you the today's topic is electronic principles and circuits. I will tell you the most important questions and the VT will how the questions will rises from the fifth model and why I am taking the fifth model of starting because of students first. We have to think the five models are there: electronic principles and circuits subject having a five models. The first model having a two numericals, so that's why I am taking the fifth model. Because of if we study the first model and second model, we definitely will fail the subject because of first model will ask the numericals only. That's why I will take the fifth model. If we take the numericals, we don't know how they can ask the numericals, and we have to study of formulas and lot of formulas there for first model, and that's why I will starting the fifth model. So fifth model is always there is only theory questions. There is no numerical question. That's why I will take the fifth model. Power amplifiers and thyristors. The any 8 questions we have to study, you can easily pass. So you have to study around how to pass the electronic principles and circuits. You have to study only 3 models. You can easily pass. If you need to high score, high CGPA, then we have to study every questions and 5 models you have to study, and you need 50 plus or 60 plus marks, then you have to study 3 to 4 models, and if you need out of 4 marks, then we have to study 5 models and you will get 70 marks. And VTO will not give the any students or they cannot give the 100% of marks. That's why you have to study all models, then they can provide only 70 marks only. That's why I will tell you guys to how to pass the electronic principles and circuits. It is a third sem subject. So first question is first I have taken the fifth model to start fifth models to decreasing order to I will tell you the important questions. So fifth model power amplifier and thyristors and thyristors in 8 questions. So explain briefly 4 amplifier terms and using a suitable diagram explain two load lines of amplifier, and using a neat diagram explain the operation of a law class A amplifier. Using a neat diagram explain the operation of class B power amplifier, and using a neat circuit diagram explain the operation of class B push pull emitter follower. Using a neat diagram using a circuit diagram explain the operation of class C amplifier. With a neat diagram explain the 4 types of diodes. With a neat diagram explain the operation of SCR. With a neat diagram explain bidirectional thyristors. With a neat diagram explain the construction and working of IGBT. With a neat diagram explain the construction and working of UGT. So students, if we think the around 11 questions are there, but if we study most important questions only, these questions, this is a repeated model question paper, and this is also repeated model question paper, and bidirectional thyristor is also a repeated model question paper, and SCR also a repeated model question paper, and 4 layer of diode, it is also repeated model question paper, and they can ask push pull emitter most of the time, and sometimes will ask class C power amplifier or class B power amplifier or class A power amplifier, and 2 load lines also very important. So these questions are very so many times repeated, guys. So you have to make a notes, and you have to study these questions, and they will ask like this only. You have to study if you need. There is a 2022 scheme who are studying the 2022 scheme. There is a lot of question papers also there. That also you can refer. And if we study that model question paper, these questions only repeated in your model question paper. So model 3, oscillators and 555 amplifier. So what is an oscillator? Explain the condition of oscillator, and with a neat diagram explain the operation of Wien bridge oscillator, RC phase shift oscillator, Colpitt's oscillator, and Hartley oscillator, and crystal oscillator. So these questions are very important, guys. You have to study these are. What is oscillator? One more questions they will ask, and conditions of oscillator it also ask, and very important Wien bridge oscillator, and RC phase shift oscillator, and Hartley oscillator, and Colpitt oscillator, and crystal oscillator. Crystal oscillator I think they cannot ask, and Colpitt and Hartley and RC and bridge oscillator definitely ask. So these are very important questions. If you think if you study the third model, this is very important. And also with a function diagram of a waveform and explain the operation of a monostable multivibrator using a 555 amplifier. Definitely ask questions. This is very important, guys. So students must and should study this. And this is also very important. 555. This is monostable. No, it is R-stable. I think we are written in this. Where I written. So R-stable multivibrator IC 555 amplifier. It is also very important, guys. So this is also study well, and these are very important questions. If must and should you have to study. These are asked in a 7 or 10 marks questions. These are explain with briefly. And operation amplifier, explain the subtractor using a summing operational amplifier with a neat circuit diagram. Explain the binary weighted and 2x2R digital to analog converter circuit. Using a suitable diagram, explain the comparator with zero reference and inverting Smith trigger with high thyristors. This is also very important. And comparator with zero reference and with bridge. This is very important, guys. And summing amplifier. And this is not that much of not, but it is also important. So if we study the fourth model, negative feedback. So what is the feedback system? Least same advantage and negative feedback system. Obtain the expression of overall gain of the amplifier and explain briefly 4 layers of negative feedback system using a suitable circuit diagram circuit and expression. Explain the voltage amplifier, trans conductance amplifier and trans resistance amplifier and current amplifier. This is also very important. And if you study the active filters, then using a suitable idea response, explain the different types of active filters and with a need and the second one is with a circuit diagram explain first order low pass filter and with a need diagram explain the VCVS second order low pass filter using a different components. With a need circuit diagram, explain the narrow band multi feedback band pass filters. With a need circuit diagram, explain the band stop filters. So these are very important, guys. This is also very important. And feedback and filters, it is also important, and very important it is also. And first order of low pass filter, it is also important, and this is also important. So if we study the third model, operational amplifier, then study of these questions also. I think it is completed now. The previous I completed, so it is repeated. Sorry, guys. If you study the MOSFET biasing, explain the MOSFET biasing model 2. Explain the factors affecting the following biasing method, like a biasing by fixing VGS and VG. It is very important. And with the need circuit expression, explain the DC bias a point for a small signal operation. It is also very important. And reduce the trans conductance of MOSFET is a proportion to square root of the drain current. And explain the characteristics of a MOS of amplifier with a circuit diagram and explain the expression of common source amplifier without source reference and with source resistance. Sorry, guys. With circuit diagram and explain the common gate amplifier and common drain amplifier. It is also very important. And trans conductance very important. And DC bias for small, it is also important, and it is very important, guys. So must and should study this. So definitely ask questions. So every question paper you have to see, and these questions are repeated sometimes, and with reference it is also important. And if you study the first model, trans biasing and AC models and voltage amplifiers, so explain the voltage reverse biasing analysis using a simplified and accurate approaches. It is also very important. And with a neat circuit diagram and appropriate expressions, explain the VDB design and guidance. It is also important. With a neat circuit diagram and waveform, explain the operations of base biased amplifier. With the help of graph, explain how distortion is reduced to small signal amplifier. With a neat suitable explanation with AC equivalent circuit using a pi model and BBA and VDBA and TSCSBA is very important, guys. Must and should study this all. So assuming an ideal voltage source, obtain a voltage gain expression with pi and T models. Explain emitter follower amplifier using a relevant circuit, expression of waveform. Very important, guys. This is also important. This is also important. And circuit diagram and explain the base bias amplifier. It is also important. Help the distortion of a small signal amplifier. Important, guys. Suitable expression with the equivalent of BBA TAC. So very important. And T and pi models are very important. And circuit of waveform and the amplifier using relevant emitter follower. This is also important. So these are important, students. So must and should study these all questions. So it is another. So these questions are very much of important. So everyone must and should study these questions. And how to pass questions, how to pass EPC, so electronic principal circuits, how to pass. Very easy, guys. So first we have to study fifth model and fourth model and third model and second model and first model. You definitely pass EPC, and also you can score a good marks in the EPC because of theory questions. First we have to intention is to pass the subject, and after we have to increase get a high score. So that's why first we have to study the for fifth model and fourth model, third model and second model and first model. First model definitely ask numericals, and second model also ask numericals, and third model only one numerical will ask. And if you think the first model 2 to 3 numericals will definitely will ask in or questions and first questions. And if it first AB definitely ask in 2 numericals 10 marks and 10 marks. And second A, one will be theory and another will be numericals. So that's why first I have to take in the fifth model and fourth model, third, second and one. So guys, like this we can study the and make it a notes, and what are important questions are there, and you have to check out the question paper with analyze of these questions and your model question paper questions. Then you have to make a notes, and definitely you can get a good marks. So study well, and all the best, guys. Thank you.